So, you want to be an AI engineer in 2025? Well, you're going to need a solid plan. Over the next few minutes, we're going to break down the complete roadmap, everything from the absolute fundamentals all the way to landing that first job. Let's dive in. To really get a grip on how huge the opportunity in AI is, you honestly don't have to look any further than the phone in your hand. It starts the second you pick it up. That seamless Face ID that just works, that's AI doing its thing in the background. And right after you unlock it, AI is already shaping your world. I mean, have you ever been scrolling through YouTube and it serves up a video that's so perfect you think, how? How did it know I wanted to see that? Yep, that's a powerful AI recommendation engine at work. But it's not just about entertainment and convenience. It's also about keeping you safe. Every time you make a purchase online, there's an AI model in the background, looking for weird patterns, spotting potential fraud, and protecting your money. So what does this all add up to in terms of opportunity? Well, right now, just on LinkedIn, there are over 34,000 open positions for AI engineers. Let me say that again, 34,000. The demand is absolutely massive, and it's only getting bigger.
But I gotta be real with you for a second. This is not some get-rich-quick scheme. The sources we're pulling from are super clear about this. You can't just jump in to chase a trend. To really make it in this field, it takes serious dedication and, most importantly, consistency.
And what does that consistency look like in terms of time? Well, you should probably budget for about 5 to 6 months of really focused learning. We're talking 3 to 4 hours every single day. This isn't just a weekend hobby, it's a real commitment.
All right, so where do we begin? Let's start with stage 1, building your foundation. Before you can even dream of building cool AI models, you have to master these 3 essential pillars.
First up, math. And look, there's no getting around this one. Linear algebra, calculus, and probability, they are literally the language that machine learning is written in. Second, you need Python. It's the king of the hill in the AI world, so you have to be solid with its core ideas, especially object-oriented programming. And finally, data structures and algorithms. Now, you don't need to be some world champion competitive coder, but you do need a solid medium-level understanding. Okay, once that foundation is rock solid, it's time for the main event. This is where you're going to spend most of your time, and honestly, where the real fun begins, mastering data science.
It's a pretty logical path, really. First, you have to learn how to handle data, how to clean it, shape it, get it ready. Then, you can start applying classic machine learning models. After that, you level up to the really powerful stuff, deep learning and its crazy complex neural networks. And finally, you'll get to the cutting edge, the tech behind things like ChatGPT, large language models, or LLMs.
Now, machine learning can sound intimidating, right? But it basically breaks down into 3 main categories. With supervised learning, you give the AI labeled examples, like showing it thousands of emails and telling it, this is spam, this is not. Unsupervised learning is where the AI finds patterns all by itself, kind of like how a grocery store might figure out that people who buy diapers also tend to buy beer. And reinforcement learning is like training a robot dog. It learns through trial and error, getting rewards for good moves and penalties for bad ones. That's the secret sauce behind self-driving cars.
When you get to really advanced stuff like generative adversarial networks, or GANs, it helps to think of it as a game between 2 AIs. First, you have the generator. Think of this one as an artist, or maybe a master forger. Its only job is to create fakes, like a fake painting of a person that looks incredibly real.
But who's trying to catch the forger? That would be the second AI, the discriminator. This one is like an art critic or a detective. Its job is to look at what the artist made and say, nope, that's a fake, or wow, that looks real. They constantly go back and forth, challenging each other and getting smarter until the artist's fakes are almost indistinguishable from reality. And that, in a nutshell, is the magic of GANs.
Okay, knowing all this theory is fantastic, but let's be honest. Theory alone doesn't get you hired. The next stage is absolutely critical. It's all about turning that knowledge into proof. Real, tangible projects you can actually show to a hiring manager.
So, what's the magic number for projects?
You're going to want to aim for about 3 to 4 really well-made, significant projects in your portfolio. These are your evidence, the proof that you can actually do the work. And we're not talking about simple hello world stuff here. Think bigger. How cool would it be to build a fake news detector? Or a tool that summarizes long articles for you? You could even build your own AI art generator using those GANs we just talked about.
Projects in finance or healthcare, like loan risk analysis or helping with drug discovery, are also incredibly impressive. Now, to build all this amazing stuff, you need the right tools in your belt. So let's quickly cover the essential software and frameworks that every AI engineer has got to know.
In deep learning, you're going to hear two names constantly: PyTorch and TensorFlow. PyTorch is known for being more friendly for beginners and is huge in the research world. TensorFlow is kind of the long-time industry heavyweight, built for massive production-level projects. So here's my advice. Start with PyTorch. It'll be easier to grasp the concepts. Then, once you've built a few things, you can add TensorFlow to your skill set.
Beyond those two big ones, your toolkit needs a few other must-haves. You'll need Python libraries like scikit-learn for machine learning, plus pandas and NumPy for wrangling all your data. You'll also need to know how to deploy your models on a cloud platform like AWS, Azure, or GCP, and get familiar with a tool called Docker for packaging it all up.
Okay, deep breath. You've built the foundation, you've mastered the skills, you've got the projects, and you know the tools. Now it's time for the final push, turning all that hard work into an actual career.
So, let's talk about the payoff. For a brand new AI engineer in India, the typical salary package is going to fall somewhere in the range of 6 to 12 lakhs per annum. Now, that's pretty comparable to other software jobs, but remember, it all comes down to the quality of the skills and the projects that you bring to the table.
So, let's wrap this all up with your final launch checklist. Number 1, craft a killer resume and make sure your projects are front and center. 2, beef up your LinkedIn profile. That's where the recruiters are hanging out. 3, if you get the chance, do an internship. There is no substitute for real-world experience. And finally, once all that is in place, it's time to start hitting that apply button.
So there you have it. We've laid out the entire path, from your first piece of code to your first job offer. Look, it's a challenging journey, for sure. It's going to demand a lot of consistency and hard work. But the opportunity to be one of the people actually building our future has never, ever been bigger. The only question left is, are you ready to start building?